I am just blown away again and again by Cynthia's vocals. Just absolutely incredible. And combined with the composition of Stephen Schwartz, like this incredible mercurial orchestral foundation that shifts on a dime and you never know what's coming next. It is so captivating and excellent. Truly, truly excellent. Maybe my favorite musical theater music I've heard is from Wicked. So please sit back and enjoy my first time ever reaction and musical/vocal analysis for The Wizard and I from Wicked. And I'll see you after.
Miss Elphaba. Many years I have waited for a gift like yours to appear. Why, I predict the wizard might make you his magic grand vizier. My dear, I'll write at once to the wizard. Tell him of you in advance. With a talent like yours, dear, there is a definite chance if you work as you should.
So this is, I believe this character is voiced by Michelle Yeoh. And then of course we have Cynthia Erivo, who's going to be singing Elphaba when she comes in at some point. Again, I don't know the song, so we're going to find out soon. Just the absolutely lush orchestration by Stephen Schwartz continues to amaze me. It's so beautiful and so full, and we have these wonderful sweeping melodies with these very interesting chord progressions. There's so much like non kind of standard writing. There's so many cool things that Stephen has done as a composer to make Wicked so special, to like, as in my opinion, absolutely as good as it gets, like truly the best. And I'm excited to finish this analysis video because this is the last one probably I'm doing for the channel. And then I can finally watch the movie. Those who've seen my other Wicked videos, I'll leave one of them here. I saw Wicked 6 years ago on Broadway or so. So I'm loosely familiar with the music from one time hearing it, but it's always a totally different experience to really dive in and listen. So it's been really fun. It's been a fun journey, but I'm ready to watch the movie. Anyway, back to the top we go. And yeah, just pay attention to that lush orchestration by Stephen Schwartz. It's really gorgeous.
Miss Elphaba. Many years I have waited for a gift like yours to appear. Why, I predict the wizard might make you his magic grand vizier.
And the way Michelle's approaching this vocal is this nice blend of singing and speech. Like, it's not these big sweeping vocal melodies. It's not super sung. Like, it's not a super efficient tone. There's a lot of air and breath escaping. It's a very kind of intimate approach, really, like she's very close to Elphaba, telling her this. She doesn't need to belt, doesn't need to do anything like that. And that's a really beautiful thing about musical theater. This genre is really, that's one of its characteristics, is blending the kind of speech and singing to where even when the characters are singing, it still feels like dialogue. And we're totally getting that here.
Make you his magic grand vizier. My dear, I'll write at once to the wizard. Tell him of you in advance. With a talent like yours, dear, there is a definite chance if you work as you should.
It really feels like dialogue. It really feels like she's just delivering text. Like, really, it is being sung. There are specific pitches that she's singing, but just the way it's delivered is so natural.
If you work as you should, you'll be making good. Welcome to Shiz.
Cool chords.
Did that really just happen? Have I actually understood this weird quirk I've tried to suppress or hide? Is a talent that could help me meet the wizard.
And Cynthia, as we know, is just one of the greatest. I mean, her voice is truly unbelievable. And what's really interesting is even when you compare Michelle's soft singing from the first section to Cynthia's soft singing, you can tell it's a very different kind of voice. Like Cynthia, there's just so much power in it, even when she's singing softly, that you can tell there's just so much real estate left for her to lean into her voice and make it heavier and more powerful and take it up into the belt range. And we get the first hint of this at the last part of this phrase where she sings a bit higher in her chest voice. But right from the beginning, it's like the vocal folds come together very cleanly. Like even when she's being like soft and intimate and breathy, it's still not that breathy comparatively to when most singers would sing breathy. And that's literally a function of her vocal folds just coming together and being super efficient.
Did that really just happen?
So like even that, did that really just happen? Like she's singing softly, but it's still a very clear tone. It's not like, it's not breathy. It's not smoky. It's just a very pure tone.
Did that really just happen? Have I actually understood this weird quirk I've tried to suppress or hide? Is a talent that could help me meet the wizard.
So that's up to tenor high C. For Cynthia, no problem. Typically, to maintain a really nice chest voice connection like she did, for a female vocalist, that does take some training. That's not a thing you can just do. You can just sing a tenor high C, even though we think tenor high C, male voice type, female voice types tackle it no problem. Absolutely takes training to be able to stretch your voice up to there and sing it with ease and sing it reliably and with control, as Cynthia just did. And what I also love is after she goes up and touches this high C, she comes back down to that A flat and then allows the vibrato to come in. So this is very standard for musical theater rep, where you have mostly straight tone and then on a longer note you allow the vibrato to come in. But just the control she has to, and when the vibrato comes in, when the vibrato comes in, it's so clean and so even. That's a real great sign of solid vocal technique. When you have a nice, easy vibrato that comes in, it's not forced, it's not uneven, it's not like jagged, you know, all good signs of vocal technique.
Help me meet the wizard.
It's just it's like a sine wave. That's what you want in vibrato. Just perfectly even, periodic sine wave.
Help me meet the wizard. If I make good.
That's a great example. Good. So she starts it off straight tone and then allows that vibrato to come in.
I make good. So I'll make good. When I meet the wizard, once I prove my worth, then I meet the wizard, what I've waited for since birth. And with all his wizard wisdom, by my looks he won't be blinded. Do you think the wizard is dumb? Or like Munchkin, so small-minded? No, he'll say to me...
Love the motion that's been added into this section. The which is so different from the entire first, minute and 45 seconds of the song, is all this just very soft, lush orchestration. It's much more speech-like. There's not like there's no driving tempo. There's no consistent beat, really. It's all very flexible and loose, and again, natural. And then we get into this new section. There's very clear motion. There's a very clear tempo. And it's just a great way to change section, change motivation for the song, and like really get these characters going to where they need to go. Like, what's the objective for the song? This kind of motion is a great way to get us towards that, to build us towards a climax. So I'm gonna go back to this transition here. So there we go. So now we're in lush orchestration, and it's about to go to it's about to make that change.
I'll make good. When I meet the wizard, once I prove my worth, and then I meet the wizard, what I've waited for since birth. And
see, Cynthia's she's singing softly, but it's just such a beautiful, pure tone. It's not breathy or airy. It's like her vocal folds they just want to be together. They're just like, oh, please, efficient tone must be pure. And it is why, if your voice naturally does that, if your vocal folds more naturally do that, then when you do train them, like she has so much for so long, and you do train that upper belt range, that's why her belts have so much cut and power in them, is because already her vocal folds are strong, clearly, and that come together nicely. So you take that and then you train the heck out of it, you get you get a major power belter. It's very similar to so I sing opera professionally. It's very similar to how we approach it. You always want to have a really efficient sound in opera because you're singing with orchestra without a microphone, and that's the major difference between opera and musical theaters. In opera, we do not use microphones. And so you have to be super loud and efficient all the time. In musical theater, you don't have to be, but often the really great musical theater singers, because they train so much, they end up getting that anyway, even though they have a microphone. And they learn how to use microphones, and that's a whole other conversation. All to say, Cynthia's a badass. She has a really powerful voice, and you can hear it even when she's singing softly, so to speak.
With all his wizard wisdom, by my looks, he won't be blinded. Do you think the wizard is dumb? Or like Munchkin, so small-minded? No, he'll say to me, I see who you truly are, a girl on whom I can rely, and that's how we'll begin, the wizard and I.
Yes. So she's singing just lines of tenor high C's there. Just lines of high C's in that chest voice, connected, easy. And then she has one moment where she intentionally, I think, obviously it's intentional. I mean, the question is if she could sing this high in her chest voice or if she chooses to flip. Anyway, we're about to find out. She flips up to a higher note, but goes into that lighter mechanism, clearly releases from that chest voice connection and goes into a head voice just for one split second. That's high C. No, it's the same note. So she obviously intentionally flips into a lighter mechanism to sing the same note that she had just been singing in her pure chest voice. So artistic choice, total artistic choice. Ideally, for a trained vocalist, you want to have a very wide range where you can sing with essentially multiple different techniques. So you can carry your chest voice up really high, and you can carry your head voice or your falsetto down really low, and it allows this large portion of middle ground in your range where you have a lot of options to sing them different ways with different colors and different dynamics. And this is just one example of that. So this note that Cynthia sings in her head voice, she can easily sing in her chest voice. She just did a bunch of them right beforehand. So that's pretty cool. Then we get our bass. We get all the bass, bigger drums, more motion.
Once I'm with the wizard, my whole
this is a really awesome thing Stephen Schwartz does, and the great composers for like Disney and for musical theater do. They'll have a big interlude section where the orchestra's really full and there's a lot happening, and then as soon as the vocalist comes back in, that all dials back. It still maintains the energy, so it doesn't feel like the air gets sucked out of the room, but all it does is it allows focus to pull back more towards the vocal. And so there's no competition between the vocal and the instrumental and the orchestral. So pay attention to that. It gets really big in the interlude really fast. And then as soon as Cynthia comes back in, it ducks it. It pulls it back.
The wizard and I.
Big.
Once I'm with the wizard.
Brilliant. It's subtle, but brilliant.
Life will change. 'Cause once you're with the wizard, no one thinks you're strange.
So she's still actually taking a relatively soft approach vocal here. She's still not in Powerland, but again, it's up like one notch from the previous verse. It's hard to call like verse. You don't really have like verse chorus in anything outside. Well, in any like mainstream music. In musical theater, it's like section A, section B, section C, section A, section D, section Z. It's like all over the place, and that's what makes it fun and kind of mercurial and unexpected. She's singing a little bit more powerfully here than she was a bit ago, and we're going to say the last verse, but still not nearly towards the top. And we're halfway through the song, so we have a lot of runway to go to build towards Cynthia's like maximum overdrive. For you SpongeBob people out there, that's my plankton. You can let me know what you think.
With the wizard, no one thinks you're strange. No father is not proud of you. No sister acts ashamed. And all of us has to love you. And by the wizard, you're acclaimed.
She has these little moments, Cynthia. She has so much vocal control where she does like these tiny little, almost imperceptible riffs to where like you probably only hear them if you're being a big nerd like me and listening on headphones. There was one tiny one here where her voice just goes, and it's just like a few really fast, really short notes.
Oh, sister acts ashamed, and all of us has to love you.
All of us has to love you. It's really fast, but those are the notes she's doing. Da, 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 da.
Ashamed, and all of us has to love you. When by the
Awesome.
wizard you're acclaimed. And this gift or this curse I have inside, maybe at last I'll know why. As we work hand in hand, the wizard and I. And one day he'll say to me,
So cool. Musically, what an awesome change there, like harmonically. Yeah, her voice just blows me away. It's just so efficient all the time. It's like, again, as opera singers, that's what we train for, to be able to be efficient all the time. And some people's, no, she's not singing operatically here by any means. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she has really good vocal efficiency, which is what you have to have in opera. And some people do kind of have it naturally. So I don't know what her voice sounded like before she started training. Obviously, she's made it into the world-class instrument that it is now. But some people have naturally very good vocal fold closure, where they start singing when they're young or when they're teenagers, and they make a really efficient sound. And some people, you really have to train it. I've really had to train mine to be efficient to sing opera at a professional level. I did not have it naturally. Like if you listen back to my recordings in undergrad, my voice was not super efficient when singing. There was too much air coming through, and it's got to be hyper efficient, specifically for opera. But Cynthia's got it. It's an awesome voice. I'm going to keep nerding out about it. So let's go.
and one day he'll say to me, Elphaba, a girl who is so superior, shouldn't a girl who's so good inside have a matching exterior? And since folks here,
that's already up to a high D above tenor high C. And still, I mean, it's cake. What is she singing? Defying Gravity, like a high G or something otherworldly, something truly absurdly high. So typically, I was on the wrong D. I was on the D6, D5, that one. D above tenor high C. I mean, that takes a very trained vocalist to do that well, and you wouldn't even know it's that high listening to her. It's just like, boom, here it is, no problem.
who is so superior, shouldn't a girl who's so good
So
inside
Like, what?
Have a matching exterior, and since folks here to an absurd degree seem fixated on your verdigris, would it be alright by you if I degreenify you? And no, of course that's not.
I just love I love how many changes that, specifically, like Steven Schwartz does this better than anyone else I know. But how many tempo changes and vibe changes? I mean, he's like, he says something just like, I won't say something for very long because I'll get bored. And that is what it sounds like, except it sounds like it's perfectly constructed. It doesn't sound like, oh, I just didn't want to get bored. It sounds like extremely perfectly calculated, intentional shifts in tempo and dynamic and vibe, and it's just really excellent, and it really keeps you on your toes. You don't really know what's about to happen in this show musically.
Degreenify you. And no, of course that's not important to me. All right, why not? I'll reply. Oh, what a pair we'll be, the wizard and I. Yes, what a pair we'll be, the wizard and
Yeah. Whoa. Again, a major harmonic shift. We're in C right now.
wizard and
Whoa, a half step down. That is a very uncommon key change. You almost always hear it going half step up, or using like a secondary dominant to go like to a distant key, half step down. I've used a chord progression a fair amount in songs where I'll do that, but you have to start in minor. So C minor to B major is a really cool chord progression, but this is actually just going from C major to B major, which is bizarre. And that's why when it happens, you're like, whoa, like, where are we now? It's like we're in a different world. Give me that motif.
My future is unlimited, and I've just had a vision almost like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy, and true, the vision's hazy, but I swear someday there'll be a celebration throughout Oz. It's all to do with me.
Another key change. Ooh, okay, now we're getting to the climax. I was wondering if this is going to be the end. So we have this down section where she even does like one moment of proper voice acting where there's no pitch, where she actually just speaks a word. And otherwise, it just seems like we have this moment to breathe in this new key center before getting back into this, what I think is about to be a big climax. Super cool. Steven Schwartz, you dog. You're too good. You're too good for this world.
Unlimited. My future is unlimited.
That's all singing.
And I've just had a vision almost like a prophecy.
Singing, singing, singing.
It sounds truly crazy.
It sounds truly crazy. So that line stops the singing. Like we go, and that's pretty much the only moment for Cynthia in this whole song, I believe, where she is actually like not done a clear melody on a vocal line. So that's really interesting. And it makes you wonder, it's like, so why that line? Why that one line in this song? Has she not sung it? And I don't know if it was notated that way in the score by Stephen, or if this was a Cynthia feeling like this was right for her character. Don't know.
I know it sounds truly crazy.
Just like, I'm imagining her like looking down, like, it sounds truly crazy, you know? She's like talking to someone, like, it sounds truly crazy. And then gets back into singing. So I'm imagining her on stage, like, you know, it sounds crazy. And then get back into it. That's the vibe I'm feeling. And that would actually, to me, that makes a lot of sense to say that line like that.
I know it sounds truly crazy. And true, the vision's hazy. But I swear someday there'll be a celebration throughout us. It's all to do with me.
Nice.
So happy I could melt.
Like so many changes in like 15 seconds with key and tempo and vibe and even vocal technique. She's getting up into her belt range, which we love. It's just mercurial is the word that keeps coming to my head. It just shifts so quickly from moment to moment. To C sharp, I think. E flat. Wizard! She touches on that E flat for a second, and now this is fully chest dominant. Like this is our belt. This is our healthy yelling right here, and just again, and just listen to that vocal fold efficiency. There is no extra air coming through. It is pure tone, just absolute 100% tone. Oh. Another speech moment, never to. And you can't even hear the last couple words, but I think that's what she says.
I'd be so happy I could melt.
Yeah.
And so it will be for the rest of my life. And I'll want nothing else till I die. Held in such high esteem.
Oh, is that? What's playing that? What instrument's doing that?
Held in such high esteem.
It must be violins.
Held in such high esteem. When people see me,
yeah, violins.
They will scream for half of Oz's favorite team, the Wizard. And
crazy. She touched an F, wicked high F for a second. I think the big sustained one was a high E. Absolutely, I mean, just absolutely nuts on the vocals, absolutely nuts in the orchestration. I mean, it is so good. It's so good. I love it so much. I really like it's my favorite music I've heard in musical theater, probably ever. I really just, I'm not speechless very often. Let's listen to that last part again. It's incredible. There's that F. T when she gets up just for a second. T all the way up to the F.
When people see me, they will scream for half of Oz's favorite team.
It's so clean.
The Wizard.
Yeah. That's just that highest note she sustains is a high E, above tenor high C.
The Wizard.
I like how she drops it off at the end. Ah! Ah! Like she exhales it down. So nice. A nice natural sounding finish to it. Woo! Whew. Incredible. All right, quickly leave suggestions below because I really am planning to watch the movie, finally, after this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me absolutely geek out over Steven Schwartz and Cynthia Erivo. Really a joy every time. Hope you learned something. Hope you gained appreciation for this music and for Cynthia's voice. If you did, please do consider joining my Patreon. It's the best way to support me. And please do subscribe. It's free and it only takes 2 seconds. So... okay, you're subscribed. Awesome. Guys, I'll see you in the next Wicked video, the next musical theater video. I don't know. Let me know below. Peace.